This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN.Network, and we are a proud media sponsor for the upcoming Precious Metals Summit Beaver Creek, being held virtually this year. Joining me right now is Max Porterfield. He is the president and CEO of Callinex Mines. It's a publicly traded company. I got two symbols for you: CNX on the TSX Venture and CLLXF in the US. Max, big morning. What's going on? How you doing?
Good morning. I'm excited. I'm great to be here. Thanks for having me.
No, of course. It's great to have you on, man. Well, look, the company just put out some news this morning. But before we get to that, real quick, for those who may not know the Callinex story, let's just get a quick overview and history, and then we'll get to that.
Yeah, sure. So, Callinex has got a long history exploring for VMS deposits, which are polymetallic, rich in base and precious metals, particularly in the Flin Flon camp of Manitoba, where our technical team has been associated with the discovery of 3 of the 4 largest mines in that camp, which has spanned almost 100 years of continuous production in 32 mines. And our objectives for 2020 is to discover 3 mines in 3 different mining camps all this year. And we've already done, made a lot of strides with our discoveries that we recently announced in widely spaced silver discoveries near surface in New Brunswick, adjacent to our Nash Creek project. And then we're also just announced, again, the discovery that you kind of mentioned in Flin Flon this morning. So we're very, very excited about that. And again, driving shareholder value through discoveries, but in tandem, is doing exploration within close proximity to infrastructure where these mining communities are in immediate need of new discoveries because, the life of mine in various communities is dwindled, unemployment rates going up, and, mine can bring a lot of jobs to these areas that, are really prolific in nature and, what made their names in a lot of ways.
Max, dude, I've known you a long time, so I want to just be the first to congratulate you. I mean, look, hot off the press, you hit some holes. Let's tell the people a little bit more about it, man. Why is this significant news for the company?
Yeah, so in Pine Bay in Flin Flon, outside of Flin Flon, Manitoba, it's roughly 16 kilometers away as the crow flies from Flin Flon, roughly a 20-minute drive. The discovery that we made was actually located within a mineral lease, so there's advanced permitting. There's a high voltage power line within 500 meters of the discovery and road access direct to Flin Flon. In fact, there's about a historic shaft that was sunk there about 800 meters away from the discovery. And they often say, you can make some of the biggest discoveries in the shadow of a head frame. And I don't know how big a shadow this head frame casts, but we're very, very close to that end. And again, this area that we've been exploring for the past 5 years, again, it's always been kind of a very good geologic area to be exploring, a very prolific area in terms of the Flin Flon camp. The 777 mine's due to shut down in 2 years, and there's no new mine found there. And the last explorer of the Pine Bay area was Placidome in the early 90s. It had a target for a 30 million ton ore body, which is a very large deposit in the Flin Flon camp. To give you an idea, only about 4 of those have been over 25 million tons historically. So with that being said, the discovery hole, again, I had 2 intervals of high-grade copper, gold, silver, and zinc. So it just truly showed the polymetallic nature of those. And it was actually testing an electromagnetic anomaly that we identified through our vectoring process, and we actually clipped the edge of it. So it's a very big anomaly, 260 meter by 600 meter anomaly that we clipped the southernmost edge of in the middle of the plate. And what's really exciting, aside from the intercept that we have, is we've got a very, very big offhole anomaly after we probe that hole, which provides us a vector that we believe will be associated with more mineralization that would be higher grade and wider widths. We'll have to see as we're looking to drill that hole immediately.
Well, again, congratulations on hitting these drill holes. I just want to let everybody know we're recording this actually on the morning of September 9th. So this release just came out. So
it literally just came out.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
it's very cool experience.
It's cool. Hey, I'm just happy to be a part of it. Look at you. You're talking to me. Who am I? I'm talking to this is awesome.
I'm humbled. No, it's we had to take a different strategy and different approach to vectoring for the discovery. It was a strategy that's not typically utilized for base metals, particularly in the Flin Flon camp either. And I'm really just pleased that the vectoring process, up until now, has paid off very, very nicely. So again, I think it's obviously very early days of what can be a really significant discovery for our shareholders, and more importantly, for the world as a whole, the community of Flin Flon.
Very cool. All right. Well, Max, let's give the people a little bit about your background. What led you to founding and joining the Callinex team?
Yeah, I spent roughly almost 6 years at a boutique investment firm that actually specialized in natural resource investing out of college. Uh, had different hats that I wore during that time there, and then moved to Canada in 2012, and then joined the corporate side of the business for 2 years doing investor relations. And then 2014, I had the opportunity to meet Mike Maslowski, our former chairman, a mentor of mine, member of the Canadian Mining Hall of Fame. And really, he was the one that kind of opened the door and gave me the opportunity and let me take the reins over in Callinex and drive it to what's become today and what's going to become moving forward, which is what I'm most excited about.
Oh, you must have knew that question was coming or something, because that's a perfect segue. I mean, let's go. We make this discovery this morning. We have this news. From here and from what you can tell us, of course, what would you say are some of the company's value catalysts now moving forward for the rest of this year going into 2021?
Yeah, so last year in 2019, I really thought it was preparing the playbook for 2020 and making these discoveries. 2020 is going to be the year of the discoveries, and we've already shown the 2 discovery holes in New Brunswick, the one in Flin Flon that we just discussed, and we're looking to update a resource in Newfoundland, which I'll talk more about. But in moving forward, again, we're having an immediate step out from this discovery hole in Flin Flon. So it's going to be a very, very exciting time to that end. So that'll be done in the very, very near future. We've mobilized the drill and the crew there right now. And then again, as I mentioned, in Newfoundland, we've got a historic gold, copper, zinc resource that we're looking to update, and we saw some material flaws to how that resource is modeled, and I believe those flaws will lead to a win for the shareholder base, particularly with the backdrop of rising precious metals and base metals prices that have coincided with this work that we're doing. So that updated resource will be, again, coming up in the near future. And then just to wrap things up in terms of follow-up to our discoveries in New Brunswick, again, we hit 2 near-surface silver discoveries, 6.8 kilometers apart on the same controlling fault. And that's adjacent to our PEA stage Nash Creek deposit, which is a zinc-lead near-surface open pitable deposit. So what we've done since then, we're looking to do a soil sampling campaign to cover that fault between the 2 discoveries, the 2 silver discoveries, and announce those results. And then again, coming into this winter, there'll be a robust drilling campaign across the portfolio to really see what the potential is of the discoveries we've made as we drill them out.
With that, Max, where can our audience go and find everything they need to know to continue to follow along the Callinex story?
Yeah, you can just check out our website at Callinex.ca. And again, we trade on the TSX Venture and the ticker CNX, as well as on the OTC with the ticker CLLXF. All
right, well, dude, thank you again for joining me this morning. Congrats
Thanks,
again.
Mark.
Yeah, I look forward to our next chat, and good luck. Stay safe. Well, again, my name is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN.Network, and we're a proud media sponsor for the upcoming Precious Metals Summit, Beaver Creek, being held virtually this year. Max will be there. He'll be giving a presentation on Callinex. So thank you all for watching today.